Hi, I'm Layl McDill, and I'm going to teach you how to add to your silly millies by making the slices really thin and then adding a thicker sheet of clay below it. First of all, you'll want to get some colored clay. You could just use like a solid color, or what I have is just a couple colors slightly mixed together to make it a little swirly. You might not even be able to see that, but it's very subtle. So I warmed it up and got it nice and soft. And now I'm flattening it mostly with my fingers. And once I get it to be close to the thickness that I want, I'm going to roll it. So it depends on what you're making. If you just want to make it just a little bit thicker to kind of add to, say you're making a pin or something, you might want it about that thick. So then I've got my cane. Sometimes if the cane is kind of set up after a while, maybe a little bit cooler, you might want to warm it up just a little bit too. But this cane just needed a little bit of warming up, and I thought maybe I'd make it just a little bit bigger than it is. So I'm doing that by squishing it this way. Just set it down on end, and I just pat it like that, and that would make it a little bit bigger. So now I'm going to do as thin a slice as I can, going right straight down, very thin. It's hard to keep a thin slice really even, but you can usually get better at it as you practice it more. And then I'm going to set that slice down on my piece of thicker clay, and I can give it another little roll, and that'll make it even bigger and thinner. So that I'm getting a little bit more out of the picture. You want to just do that very gently. And then I'm going to use an X-Acto knife and just cut right around the picture as straight up as I can and as evenly as I can. Take your time. It doesn't have to be a perfect cut because you'll have time to kind of straighten it up afterwards. So I've got that cut out, and then just kind of like making biscuits or cookies, you just take the extra off. And now I've got a nice thick piece with the picture stuck on top of it. And if I want to, I can smooth my edges just by gently rolling it a little bit through my fingers. Maybe even going like that, depending on what you have. If it's too tall for what you need, you can roll it a little bit and make it a little less thick. And that's a good way to make your silly millies last longer. So you can find silly millies at claysquared.com.